And then a few years later, Dawn needed a place to stay. I'll let you explain exactly why. So I said, oh, sure, you can stay with me for a while. And then we ended up moving, because I only had a 1-bedroom apartment. She was sleeping on the couch. We ended up getting a 2-bedroom apartment. We ended up getting our first dog, Gemma, while we were at that apartment.
Oh, God, yeah.
And then we moved and rented a house down by the river.
Well, they were trying to kick us out because of Gemma.
Yeah, we moved in a house down by the river, not a van down by the river.
Well, it was a beautiful house by the river, but I guess.
And then that unfortunately didn't work out after a while. You know, the owner was trying to sell it. We tried to buy it, and for whatever reason, it didn't happen. We ended up getting another apartment down along the river. She reconnected, started hanging out, or moved in with her brother and her mother for a little while in a place in Cherry Hill.
We're missing some stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. And then
I'm just saying they moved into a place called Dwell in Cherry Hill with her brother and her mother. Then her mother had a health problem. As we were looking for a place, we ended up buying a house in Cherry Hill. Her mom was going to move here, but her mom's health and then COVID and all kinds of other things happened at the same time. And we ended up basically just her and I living here. Still had the apartment in PA for a little bit. And then ultimately we decided we're going to just move everything here. When we did that, we also happened to get her brother to move in as well. And here we are 5.5 years later, we're still here. Well, 5.5 years for us. Yeah. And for Brad, it's been on about almost a year and a half now, I guess.
He was here first.
Oh, he was here, but then he left, and he left.
Well, and then my cancer too. We got some holes here that we.
Well, I know. I'm just talking about but anyway. So the bottom line is, she came out to live with me because she needed a place to stay. Well, we moved to different places, and we ended up getting a house here in Cherry Hill, and pretty much that's where we are now.
Right. And what happened is Jen and I remained friends for years. We reconnected in 2008, and Dan's known everybody in my life. My mother, he met my brother once, but my ex-husband, my kids, my friends, even though you were living in Bluebell, you knew you knew everybody in my life.
Almost everybody, yeah.
Including the abusive ex-boyfriend.
There's a few that I don't know.
Well, you knew the person that I was dating before I put myself into the mental health unit. You've met him.
Right.
So what happened was it was not a healthy situation. It was chronic pain from my back, my spinal situation, and being a caregiver. And I went from being a caregiver for my mom and my brother to then getting into a relationship. That person saw that I was a good caregiver. So he just wanted, one of the things was I was caregiving then for him and his family and his children. And that was a lot, especially since one of his requirements was me not to ever speak with my mother and my brother again, which, as we know, is abuse. So when people ask you to do things like that, but the medication that I was on, it was hard. So it was pain medication and anxiety medication. So when I couldn't take it anymore, I acted out. And then subsequently, I put myself from there into the mental health unit. I stayed there for 6 weeks. But what happened was when I put myself, I was in Burlington County at Lady of Lourdes. And when I went in there, one of the first few days that I was there, I was talking to the nurses. And one of the head nurses actually was the mother of a former coworker at Burlington. And I felt at that moment so safe and so protected that I felt that I could actually just go in and really work on myself and work on these underlying conditions that I'd had for all these years. Caregiver burnout, caregiver stress. And because Ann Ross was there, I felt so comforted. And thank you, Mrs. Ross. So from there, I did stay 6 weeks, and I wasn't going to revert back and go back into those old patterns. I had to create new ones for myself. And then one day I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, Dan doesn't know what's going on. I was like, oh, it was like an epiphany. Literally. I mean, a lot of prayer, a lot of journaling, a lot of group talk, a lot of self-analysis and group analysis. And I picked up the phone and I made a phone call to you.